From Caterpillars to Butterflies, episode 21, How to Increase Your Confidence in Everyday Life.
Welcome to the From Caterpillars to Butterflies Personal Growth Podcast. Just like the caterpillar is destined to become a butterfly, you too are designed for a beautiful transformation. This is where you go to grow and transform your life. And now, here's your host, Certified Life Coach, Charlene Dior.
Hey, this is Charlene, your host of the From Caterpillars to Butterflies Personal Growth Podcast. If it can help you grow and transform your life, we will likely be talking about it right here on this show. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're a regular listener, thank you for coming back. If it's your first time, thank you for stopping by. I hope that you will continue to stop on by. Today we're talking about confidence. How to increase your confidence every single day of your life. I'm going to be sharing with you some tips on how you can do just that, and I'll go ahead and jump right on in. So the first tip that I have for you to increase your confidence is to look the part. So a lot of times we might roll out of bed and go to work or go to school, and we don't really take the time up front to make sure that we're presenting the best version of ourselves to help us feel confident. And there's a very good chance that we likely underestimate the impact of our personal appearance or presentation on our confidence levels. So you really want to pay attention to what makes you feel confident, what makes you feel at your best, and try to incorporate those things every single day. You know, sometimes we might wear clothes that are ill-fitting because we lost weight and we want to lose some more weight, so we don't want to buy new clothes, or we gain weight, but we're going to lose it again, so we don't want to buy new clothes, and so we end up having clothes that are ill-fitting, too loose or too tight, and that can make us feel super insecure and have a lack of confidence, just knowing that your clothes don't fit right. I was going to an event recently and I put on some jeans that I don't like, but I forgot that I don't like them. And so on the way to the event, I had to go to the store and buy some new jeans because I just knew I was going to be sitting there feeling insecure, feeling uncomfortable because I wasn't wearing clothes that made me feel comfortable or made me feel confident. So paying attention to what styles of clothing make you feel confident is one way that you can increase your level of confidence every single day. And again, like we tend to, I know I do, like I want to get the last little extra minute of sleep. And so I want to get up at the last possible minute and get ready. So that can tend to lead us, if you're like me, to leave the house in something that isn't your best, like this event that I was going to, and not really taking the time to figure out, do I feel comfortable? Do I feel confident in this? And then getting in the car and being like, oh yeah, I remember, I don't like these jeans. So whether that means sitting out your clothes at night. In college, I knew a girl who used to try her clothes on the night before she decided what she was wearing the next day. So if it's deciding what you're going to wear the night before, if it's just phasing out clothes that don't really do you justice, so just space out those clothes, those shoes. If it's, having a certain hairstyle or a certain look in terms of makeup or whatever it is that, when I look like this, I feel confident, I feel like I am bad, then you want to make sure that you are purposefully presenting yourself in that way really every single day. If it makes you feel confident, do it on purpose every single day. We have to be able to prioritize our confidence. And when I say prioritize, I mean financially. I am frugal. I don't like to spend a lot of money, but sometimes, if I want to put my confidence first, I have to prioritize that over my finances sometimes. That also means time-wise. I said earlier, if you have to pick out your clothes the night before, then do that. If you have to invest time in whatever way to make you feel confident, prioritize your confidence. That also means your growth and your learning. If you have a lack of confidence because you don't know something, then making sure that you're closing the gap purposefully, intentionally to help you have that confidence. So my first tip for you is to look the part as much as possible. And that doesn't mean, this is where people oftentimes get tripped up, right? It doesn't mean that you have to go and look someone else's part. So you might think of people in your life that really exude confidence, and you might say, oh, okay, well, she exudes confidence and she dresses like this and she wears her hair like this and her makeup like this. And so I guess that's what confidence is. And so you want to go out and mimic someone else. But that could actually lead you to have even less confidence, because then you feel super insecure, you feel uncomfortable, you feel like people are judging you, you feel like you're faking it or you're being insincere. So the idea isn't to go and find someone else's confidence, it's to learn what's your confidence. What does your confidence look like? Learn it, know who you are, know how you feel at your best. And do that every single day as much as possible. Do that every single day. So find your confidence, learn what it is that makes you feel confident, and stick to it, own it as much as possible, and be purposeful about being confident in your physical appearance. Be confident in your physical environment. So that might mean that your desk has to look a certain way. It might mean that your house has to look a certain way. It might mean that you need certain visual or audio stimulus. It might mean that you can't watch certain things on television or on the radio or on social media. It means really owning your physical space and what you are exposing yourself to, and purposefully creating one space that helps you to feel at your best in terms of your confidence. And know what that is, know what that looks like, and intentionally and regularly set your environment up in that way. Having a cluttered desk might make you feel cluttered. It might make you feel like you're a mess and you don't know what you're doing and you're all over the place and you can't find anything. And if that's true, then that means that you have to have a clean desk to help your confidence. So that's number 2. Number 1 is look the part. Number 2 is set the part in your physical environment. And number 3 is to act the part. So a lot of times we're waiting for our feelings to rise up first, and then our actions will follow, right? Like when I feel confident, I'll start to act confident, or I'll start to do these other things that confident people do, right? But that's not how it works. It's like saying when I feel like exercising, I'll exercise. And then day after day after day, you just don't feel like it, so you just don't do it. Sometimes your actions have to move first, and then your feelings can catch up. So one time at work, my boss sent me a meeting and she asked me to attend, and it was like 15 minutes before the meeting started. And it was a meeting with the president of the company, the number 2 person in the company. And here I am, like at the bottom of the totem pole. And I have to go and attend this meeting. And I was like freaking out a little bit, feeling insecure, feeling a lack of confidence, doubting. And then I said, well, Charlene, if you felt like you belonged in this meeting, because that's what it really was, right? Like, I don't feel confident because I'm too low on the totem pole. I don't belong in this meeting with this president. So if I felt like I belonged in the meeting, what would I do? Well, I would walk in the meeting with my head held high. I would walk at a steady pace, not too fast, not too slow, like peeping around the corner, you know? I would smile. I would make eye contact. I would introduce myself. That's how I would walk in the room if I knew I belonged there. And you know what I did? That's how I walked in the room. So I didn't feel confident, but I was committed to walking in there like I belonged there. So sometimes you have to just act the part, even though you don't feel the part, because confidence looks like certain things. I just gave you some of those things, right? Your head is held high. You're not looking at your feet, you're making eye contact, you're smiling at people, you're speaking up, you're not like walking too fast or walking too slow, you're not slouched over, you're not, talking too low, your volume is a nice healthy volume. Confidence looks a certain way. So you can look a certain way, you can look confident even if you don't feel confident. And looking confident, acting confident will help you feel confident. Because if you feel a lack of confidence and you feel insecure, then you'll be beating yourself up like, oh my gosh, everybody's sitting here looking at me, judging me, thinking, and you'll have all these crazy thoughts in your head. But when you really look good, then you're like, well, hey, I look good. I belong here. right? And so you looking the part can help you feel the part. So that is number 3. And you know, the secret is that confident people have the same self-doubts. They have the same thoughts in their head before they have to do something big or scary or go into a meeting with high-level people. They just don't let it stop them. So I think that there's this thought that confident people don't feel the same thing that unconfident people feel, or they don't think the same thoughts. They do. They just act the part anyways. They just move forward anyways. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about what confidence is, because you might already be further along than what you think you are, because you're thinking that people who are super confident just don't feel it or just don't think it, and they do. They just move forward anyways. Number 4 is to control your thoughts. A lot of times when we have a lack of confidence, what it really means is that we have an excess of self-defeating thoughts, right? So you're thinking about what other people are thinking about you. You're thinking about how you're not good enough or how you don't belong. Your thoughts are what really make you feel a lack of confidence. And so sometimes you have to just really challenge your thoughts. So I went to a conference one time. It was a conference at this beautiful hotel. It was pricey. It would have cost me like $1,200 or so to stay there. And so I didn't stay there. Okay. I stayed somewhere else. But then in the morning, when my Uber driver was dropping me off at the front of the hotel, I felt a lack of confidence. I felt insecure that I'm staying in another hotel that meets my budget, and I'm not staying here at this fancy hotel, and crazy things, right? Things that are just making me feel even less and less confident and more insecure, and like I look like a cheap poor person. And then I was like, Charlene, why are you thinking about that? So sometimes you just have to say, self, why are you thinking about that? You have to purposefully call out your thoughts and change them. Call out your thoughts and change them to something else. Why are you thinking about that? And then you can go back to number 3 and look like you friggin' belong here and get out the car with your head held high. Because we're really thinking about, well, they're judging me and they're judging my finances and they're judging my life. And, you know, we're thinking all these crazy, crazy thoughts about what other people are thinking about us, how they're perceiving us, what they're judging us for. And if we just switch our thoughts, then the thing that's leading us to have a lack of confidence goes away. Why are you thinking about that? And then, you know, oh, I'm really excited about today. It's going to be a great day. I'm going to learn so much. Just change the thoughts to something else. It might even help you to have a specific thought. So when you are thinking about something that is really self-defeating, it's making you have self-doubt and a lack of confidence, you know, for me, like I said, I say, Charlene, why are you thinking about that? And that might be a good phrase for you too. It might not. Something else might be the right trigger to help you snap out of your thoughts. Whatever it is that you decide is the right trigger for you, you can also make sure to follow it up with a more positive thought. So I might think again, like, oh, it's going to be a really great day. So why are you thinking about that, Charlene? Oh, it's going to be a really great day today. I'm excited about this or that, or it's going to be a really great meeting or whatever, right? So you might want to have like your standard go-to statement that helps you get out of your self-defeating statement. So it's the thing that you say to yourself. It's a way that you can intentionally and purposefully shift your thoughts. And if you just have that standard thing, you don't have to guess about how to get back on track. You just know what it is. So it could be what you're thankful for. It could be what you're excited about today. It could be why you are confident. It could just be saying the mantra, I am confident, I am confident, I am confident. Whatever it is, just make sure that you have that phrase ready to go so that you can immediately switch gears in your head when you find yourself going down that rabbit hole that's leading you to a lack of confidence. Have a safe space. Have a safe space where you can build up your confidence. So that could be Toastmasters. Toastmasters is a great organization where you go and speak in front of people. So it could help you get comfortable speaking in front of people, sharing your ideas, asking questions, answering questions on the spot, things like that. So you want to find a safe space, whether it's an organization, whether it's friends, family. Make sure that you have a space where you can learn and grow and build your confidence safely without criticism, without people bringing you down, without, you really experiencing a setback. So identify what that safe space is. And it kind of goes back to what I was saying at the beginning is know yourself, know where you feel most confident, know what appearance makes you feel most confident, know what physical environment helps you feel most confident, know what people or places or organizations help you feel most confident. Build your own safe space so that you can grow and test and build your confidence over time. Find your safe space. Avoid comparisons. So if you need to step back from some things, avoid people who are always trying to one-up you or compare themselves to you. You want to avoid, if social media is a source of comparison for you, you want to stay away from that. And just in general, you want to avoid comparing yourself to other people. And you can go back to what I just said and say, hey, self, why are you thinking about that? Why are you comparing yourself to that person? And then have a new statement to think. I'm so blessed to have this. I'm so happy about this. So avoid comparisons as much as possible. Avoid people who trigger your need to comparison. Avoid social media if that's a place that triggers your comparison. But not comparing yourself to other people will help you really sustain your own level of confidence. The last tip that I have for you is to really embrace this experience of building your confidence in the way that most serves you. So some people, they need to ease into it, right? It's like going to the beach or to the pool. If you're like me, you're going to ease into the water because it's so cold, right? I got to put one toe in first and then slowly put the rest in, right? And some people, they just like, look, it's cold, but I got to get in there so I can warm up, and they just like go for it. And either way is fine. So you might find that the best thing for you is to ease into your confidence. So it could be that normally you go into a room of strangers and you just hang out by the food and the drinks and you don't talk to anyone. And so you might say, well, I'm going to ease into this today. I'm going to just set a small goal to introduce myself to one other person or two other people, right? Just ease into it. It could be that I'm just going to look someone in the eyes and smile at them. Ease into it. Someone else might say, okay, look, I'm going to this event. I'm going to go hard and I'm just going to like jump into it. And then they just might set a more aggressive goal. But whatever it is for you is fine. Just know what that looks like and follow through with it in a way that really suits you, whether you want to ease into it, take baby steps, whether you just want to go all hard, all out, and just really go for it. But it really helps no matter what to set goals around it. So a lack of confidence really shows up for people in different ways. So your lack of confidence might mean that you don't have the confidence to try out for something in particular or apply for a certain job, or you don't feel the confidence to ask someone out or speak up, or you just totally just are in a shell all the time because you don't feel safe. You just don't feel comfortable. You don't feel confident outside of that. So it might show up for you in different ways, and that's okay too. But you want to have some type of goals around what you're really hoping to achieve. Because if you're listening to this, if you're feeling like you want to build your confidence, obviously there's something that you feel that you are being held back from. And so that's why it's important for you to get your confidence up, because you believe that it's going to open up some new doors for you, some new opportunities in your life. And that's great. That's great that you have that realization. So now you want to really set some goals and some milestones around what that is so that you can get to where you ultimately want to be. So again, that could be starting off with small steps that you're going to do, small things, but you just want to make sure that you have an idea of what you're ultimately trying to achieve so that you can build yourself up to that, right? Like if you are ultimately wanting to be able to share your music with strangers, right? Then you want to make sure that you're actually building up to that. So have some goals around what it is that you are really hoping and believing that an increasing confidence is going to help you achieve. And when you're easing into it, or when you're just going straight for it, then you're doing things that build you up to that point. There's a popular quote that says, "Fear comes in the thinking, confidence comes in the doing." So no matter what, whether you are just going to like gung ho go for it, or whether you're going to ease into it, taking the action is a great way to build your confidence. One, because if you take action even on the smallest little thing, what are you going to think to yourself? I did it. I made it. I can't believe I did that. Right. And so that's boosting up your confidence even in the small ways. And you have small successes. The world doesn't end and no one curses you out. Right. And so then you're like, okay, that wasn't so bad. And then you're able to do it again. But you have to make sure that you're taking action. And it doesn't matter what level of action you're talking about as long as you're moving forward, because fear comes in the thinking, a lack of confidence comes in the thinking, insecurity comes in the thinking, but confidence comes in the doing. You have to be able to do ultimately. Those are my tips to help you increase your confidence. These are tips that can help you, for the most part, build confidence in everyday life and in all different areas of your life, right? So if you want to ask someone out, then you could take the approach to say, well, how would I approach her or him if I believed that they would say yes, right? Kind of like a how would I walk in here if I knew I belonged here? If you want to apply for a job and you're thinking that you're too young, you don't have enough experience, or you're too old, or whatever, then why are you thinking about that? This will be a really great opportunity. Go for it, right? So that could be a way to transition you out of that as well. So these can really help you in every single day life. Showing up, presenting yourself in a way that you feel the most confident physically, with your clothes and your hair and your makeup or whatever, can help you feel comfortable speaking up in that meeting. So these are things that can help you with everyday life to show up confidently in all that you do and all that you want to do. So I hope that these tips help you. As always, let me know. I'd love to hear from you. You can find me at Charlene at FromCaterpillarstoButterflies.com. Thanks for listening. I hope that you are growing in your confidence today and always.
And now, a moment of meditation. If you're not driving, cooking, or doing anything that requires your full attention, take a deep breath and close your eyes as Charlene leads you into an inspiring meditation.
Take another deep breath in and exhale. See yourself as the most confident version of yourself. What do you look like? How do you feel? What are you doing? What is the most confident version of yourself doing? What are you saying? What are you accomplishing as the most confident version of yourself? See it play in front of you like a movie. The confident you showing up in your life, in your relationships, in your finances, in your career, every single day. What does that look like? What are you able to do? Where are you going? Where is the confident you going? And how does that make you feel? And now I want you to imagine the most confident version of yourself has even more confidence? What is this new version of confidence doing? What are you saying? What are you achieving? And how does that make you feel? And now I want you to take this level of confidence and take it up another notch. You are even more confident than your highest level of confidence. How are you walking? How are you talking? See yourself 3 times as confident as the highest version of confidence of yourself. That's a lot of confidence. How do you feel? What are you achieving? What are you capable of? What are you willing to go after? This confident version of yourself. Let this feeling permeate all over your body and your mind. Feel the confidence. You're so confident. What else are you doing? What else are you achieving at this level of confidence? How is your life different? How are your relationships different? Can you see it? On the count of 3, I want you to open your eyes, feeling so confident, the highest level of confidence you could possibly feel, and ready to conquer all your goals and dreams. 1, 2, 3. Open your eyes. Feeling intensely, immeasurably confident, knowing that you can achieve whatever you want and you can accomplish your dreams and you have what it takes. And take this feeling with you today and always. Until next time, grow on purpose.
Thanks for listening to the From Caterpillars to Butterflies podcast, your one-stop shop for all things personal growth. For today's show notes and even more tools and resources to help you transform the life you have into the life you love, go to www.fromcaterpillarstobutterflies.com.